Hello, friends. Today is such a fun day. We are having a back to school craft jam with the Empowered Creatives. So we are having so much fun. Now, I have come on just a wee bit early because it's my understanding that we are somewhat having some problems with getting people shared out where they're supposed to be. So I thought I would pop on just a little bit early to make sure that that I can get to all the places. Oh, now what have I done here? So we will get started in just a second. But what in the world have you been doing? I hope that you've been watching all of our creatives in this event, because a back to school thing. How fun! What a fun event, right? And it's just, so many things. Whether you are a grandma or, and you don't have kids at school, or maybe you do have some grandkids starting it back to school, or maybe you have friends that are teachers or retired. There's always some way that you can use some of these fun craft ideas that we are using. And, you don't have to feel like you can only use these ideas if you have kids in school, because that's not true. There's so many ideas, and you can take them and tweak them and use them for whatever that you want to use them for. So that's the fun thing about creatives and crafting, right? There's so many ways to use all the fun things. So I am just going to pop myself in here, I think. Okay. All right. I'm where I am needing to be shared, and it's right on time. It's right on time for me to be live right now. So that is good news, right? So I am going to pop us down here to the desktop in just a second. I'm just going to say hello to some of our friends popping on. Thank you, Nicole. Hi, Donna. Oh, my. I don't usually come live on Sundays, but this was a fun event. And actually, I don't go live very much on the weekend. And yesterday I had something going on. This has been a 2-day event. So if you are not part of the Creative Friends in the Box or the Sparkle Room, everybody has been shared in there. And the great thing about when you're watching things in a group is that all you have to do is, between creatives, you just refresh your page and then the next person is there. And it's easy to find the replays too. Hi, Jerry. Thank you. Thanks for sprinkling me out there. Hi, Linda. But, that makes it kind of easy to find, the things when you go back. You don't have to search for everybody's page, one at a time. So let's go ahead. Let me pop you down here. We're going to do something fun. It doesn't matter if you are in school, out of school, or whatever. I think that you're going to find this a handy-dandy idea. Hi, Roberta. Hi, Estella. Diane. Everybody's popping in. Thank you. I always hate taking so much time. There's Junk to Joyful. Thanks for popping in. Okay, we got about 20 people. So I'm going to go ahead and put us down to the desktop, and we can get going. So, you know what? I don't know. You may or may not be like me and always struggle finding notepads or post-it notes or whatever. Sometimes I know where I have them and they're where they're supposed to be, and sometimes I only think I know where they are, and then I struggle with finding them. Hi, Karen. Hi, Leslie. Della. And so I thought it would be fun to make a little holder for them. So part of this is going to be like the way that we make a hardcover notebook cover, and then we're going to do all the rest of the goodies, and we're going to make it a place that we can make or have a notepad and some post-it notes live. Hi, Sue. So that's what we're going to do today. And I found this old paper. It's old paper. It's Stampin' Up! Paper, but it's super old. Now this is the size that my little booklet is going to be, is just like this. And I wanted to show you how I figured out how big I would make it. So what I did was I decided that, and you have to think about yourself. How do you do? And if you're right-handed or left-handed. I'm right-handed, and so typically, I like to write here and have something where my hand can rest on my paper. So I want my notepad right here, okay? And then I'm just going to put some little post-it note things along the side over here, and they can live. You could put, and if you didn't want to do it like this and you wanted big post-it notes, or you wanted big post-it notes on this side, you do you. You can decide how you want your little holder to be arranged, okay? But me, I like to just write like this. So what I did was I measured, I took my ruler and I just took it and I just held it across here. So I thought, okay, I'm going to need a little to the side of my Post-it notes, and I don't want my Post-it notes right, bumped right up there. I wanted a little room there, and I want a little room over here, and a little room on the top and the bottom. And that was how I came up with the measurements for the front and the back. Okay, so this one happens to be 7 5/8 by, I think it was 8.5 inches tall. And it's a funny kind of a size, but it's not as wide this way as even a sheet of notebook paper. So I thought, even if it's going to live in, in somewhere where other notebooks are, or composition notebooks, it's still going to be, a nice size for that, right? So, hi Brenda, Sharon, we got all the friends coming in. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've cut this, and this is a medium weight chipboard. If you don't have any chipboard like this, all you have to do is use, 2 or 3 layers of like cereal box or something. You just want something that is a little bit heavier, okay? And then, so how do I decide how big I want my spine? Well, I'm going to put these down here, and then I'm just going to see how big. These are deeper. They're thicker. They're thicker than my little notepad, okay? So this is the size I want to go with. So I just look at that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pocket on the facing side. So on the inside of the front cover, I'm going to put a pocket. So I don't mind if, if I've got a little bit more room here than what I normally might have. Hey, Trisha. Hey, Lydia. Christina. Oh, we got lots of people popping in. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll just go ahead and we'll make and you've seen me do so many of these, but I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to use this for the outside cover. It's kind of fun, and I thought that would be a fun thing to use for the cover. Now let me see here. Oh, I had to think a second. I'm like, how can I have 3 kinds of paper? Just because I do it doesn't mean I always have all my thoughts in a row, right? Hi, Nyla, how are you? So what we're going to do is we're going to put these together. You're going to glue them together just like this. And let me do them like this so I know which way. Okay, and then you have to know if this is going to be the front. You have to know where this is going to end up, because I want my seam piece, I want it facing like the back of the book. So this will be fine. And if you have to use some helps to, help you know which way we're going, don't feel bad. I often have to pay attention to what I'm doing. So, as I think, okay, this will be the front, and then it's going to bend around that way. So my seam is going to be at the back, and that's what I wanted. I don't like, this doesn't match up very, very well, but that's okay. It's going to be right there in the back. And I got to remember, let's see, let me use my measure down here. Okay, so this is the way we want this. But first, let's adhere these 2 pages together. So I am going to run a little bit of tear tape right down here. What weight do you get? You love the papers. These are just, these are Stampin' Up! Papers, and I think they are about, I think the printed papers are about a 65-pound weight paper. Now I'm actually going to put, I wish I would not have done this. Hang on, you guys. Let me backtrack. Let me see if I can peel that off. I want to do it this way so it's closer to me. I bet you're all like that too, right? There, you just have to do things to where you can reach them in a way that is easier to deal with. And I want this to go right on the very edge, because that will make sure that that seam is closed down. Then I won't even have to worry about it. Okay, phew. Yes, yeah, you do want to make sure it's kind of a medium weight. Don't get something that's, if you get something that is a real lightweight paper, you won't be happy with it. It'll tear. It's going to tear too easy. And if you get something that's a little bit more of a medium weight, and you know, it's so hard because a lot of times, you know, that's just, it's a hard thing to say. And a lot of times papers don't tell you what weight they are. So, you know, it's just kind of guessing. Okay, now then, I'm going to put this like this, but I'm going to put some glue along here because it'll help it slide just a tiny bit. And at the same time, that tape will actually help it stick. You've got the best of both worlds when you do this. It'll slide a little, and yet it's going to stick pretty quick. Now, what I want to do is I want to put, let me see if you can see. I'm going to put this along one of the grid lines right here, the bottom of this other page. And then when I put this one on, I can really line them up. So if I line that one up and run this one along the bottom grid line, then I know it's straight. Ta-da! And then just give it a good press. It's like press and seal. Now, I don't really care. You can see this part here was pretty tight actually, but I really didn't care if there was a little bit open in here because it's going to be covered. All right. So, okay, so this is the front. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this here. We're going to put our spine right in the middle. So I've cut my spine piece and it's about 3/4 of an inch. And I'm just going to lay it down here in the middle. And I think I'm just going to put a little bit of tape on it to help me get it in place. And just, you know, just smash that stuff on there good. I have a great big spatula, which, you know, I love it because it covers a good distance. But you can use the side of a bone folder too. That works pretty great. And if you've got these tiny needle nose bottles, make sure that you're keeping the little nozzle covered or they just get clogged up right away. And let me just take that layer off. Oops. Now I'm going to end up kind of using and losing, probably losing quite a bit of my paper doing this method, but I wanted that spine in the middle. So you'll be able to see I'm going to have a lot left over. And maybe what I do is I just put it closer on this side and I don't have to cut so much off except on one side or like the bottom. And then when you're putting this down, you have to have enough room for, you're going to have this and it's going to be covered in paper, and so you need enough room that it can fold right in here. So you need this to be about 1/8 of an inch away from your oh, I should have paid attention. I don't think I got that on very straight, and that's too bad. It's too late now, people. Now on this is really big. This is a big piece, and you can use double-sided tape. You can use a liquid glue. I'm going to use a little bit of this to get it stuck down. And this is Fabri-Tac. Fabri-Tac works on a lot of things, not just fabric. And you can go to the Beacon website. That's who makes this. The company is called Beacon. And you can go to the Beacon website and you can get a little chart of all the things that you can use. They're different adhesives for, and that can be really helpful. I one time used one of the products, and what I bought it for didn't work at all, and I wrote to the company. Oh, you guys, this is crooked. I'm going to kind of straighten it up. And the way I can tell is because there's text on here. I'm just going to let this part be a little crooked here I'd rather some of this line up. Not so much this, but I think this pattern was kind of linear. So I think I need to do that. Are you with me? Are you with me? Did I lose you with all this silly talk? I hope not. Thanks for popping in here on this Sunday afternoon. We hope that you have been enjoying all these. This event is back to school. Oh my goodness, back to school craft jam. Woo! Got it. Okay, those are not very straight, but it's gonna work. I'd rather my papers be lined up, and this will be fine. Even though it's got a big gap there, it's gonna work. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're gonna cut off some of this. We only need like probably about an inch, and I'm just gonna cut these strips off on each side, on these sides. The top is okay, so we'll just twist it and cut some off the bottom and then off the other side. Hi Kathy, hi Veronica. Oh Sharon, I'm glad. Oh sure Tiffany, yeah, no problem. Yeah, if you see somebody that you think that it you know, they're having good luck with the printer, we always want to know what they're using, right? I'm just going to cut it clear to the edge. So yeah, so we've got the Back to School Craft Jam, and we are streaming into the Sparkle Room and Creative Friends in the Box, the Quiz Hunter. So lots of fun things going on. I hope I didn't get that too crooked. Okay, well, moving on. Now, what you want to do is you want to kind of miter these corners a little. We want to take it out. Now, don't cut clear down next to your cardboard. And if you get it too close and you've got stuff sticking out, you can always take that corner that you cut out and just glue it along here, and it covers up your, you know, your inside workings here. So keep that in mind if you ever need to use that little trick. But yeah, don't take it clear to the button. That's probably not close enough. Hope you can't even see it. Sorry, I got out of the camera. And flip it around here. Let's see, so I'm done at 5:30. This is not close enough. There we go. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of begin to fold these up. And if these were stuck really good, I could stand them up. I could stand it up on the desk, but I don't need to right now. Just going to give those a fold. And I like to do, I kind of start all of the folding like this. Hi Martha. Hey Cheryl. Hi Deborah. Alicia, Linda. You guys, yeah, if you if I am new to you and you want to follow along, be sure and follow my page. I also, in my link tree on my, it's pinned on my page, I have a link tree, and I have a Telegram channel that you can subscribe to and get notifications when I'm going to be live. Oh, thanks, Deborah. I appreciate that. Okay, so you just want to kind of gently do it, and so it just kind of trains the paper which way you want it to go. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of this along here, just a little bit to get it started on these areas, and then we'll put some glue down. And then we still need to put a liner in it. And then I bet you're wondering how we're going to keep that notepad in, aren't you? Like, how are we making this to where it's going to hold a notepad? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. But we've got so many fun people to watch, and so many creatives, and all kinds of different crafts, different ideas. I usually do paper crafts. I didn't even tell you that. For those of you who are new to watching me, I primarily do paper crafts. I haven't found very many crafts I don't love, but you know, in this day and age, and trying to keep some semblance of order with what I do, I just kind of tell people I do mostly paper crafting and sometimes a little bit of fun painting. I haven't done much painting in a while though. But I do. So yeah, just come on over and give me a follow. And if you guys have not joined into the group Creative Friends in the Box, you should join that group, or the Sparkle Room. And then tomorrow I'm going to be in an event. Our theme is pink. So whatever we want to do, and it's going to be pink. And that's what the theme is tomorrow over in the Crafty Bunch. So if you're not part of the Crafty Bunch, you should sign up for that as well. And we just have all kinds of places that you can find wonderful crafts and things to watch. And then on Wednesday, in the Crafty Bunch, we are streaming an event, which is the Artist Trading Card Extravaganza, and I am hosting that one that day. So we've got a lineup. We start at 1 p.m. Eastern, so noon Central, and then on into the evening we are going to be doing a variety of artist trading cards. So they're like tiny little fun projects, you guys, that are just so much fun. You know, I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to use this other glue because it'll catch a lot quicker. So let's use that one. And I don't really need it to catch clear to the edge of this because we're going to cover it up. We are going to have it covered. So I think I'm going to, so when you've got these long edges, my hint is start in the middle and then work down to the corner. And that way you have a lot less likelihood of it bubbling up, of your paper kind of bubbling and getting all warpy, okay? So that's what I would suggest. And the nice thing about that tape is it helps it kind of grab right away. Ah, thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate that. Now, the thing about this, making a cover like this, you could actually use the same method, this exact same method, to now where I push this, I need to press this in a little bit because it's sticking out a little too much. So I'm just gonna kind of press that in there. This one I don't think is too bad. That one's fine. Shoot, what was I saying? I don't know. I don't know what I was saying. If you watch me very not much, you know I talk. And sometimes I'll quit and I feel really bad and I'm like, I'm not sure I finished telling them what I was trying to tell them about, you know, this or that. And so on these things, take take something and kind of go down in there and work it down into those little crevices between your little cardboards or whatever you're using. Okay. Now my paper's kind of, I didn't get my paper super flat right there, but that's okay. And if it really bugs you, stick a little glue in there and make it lay down. Like I said, we're the boss of our paper. So we're the boss of this paper and every other paper. Oh, thank you. Tiffany, thank you. See, I need helpers. Thank you. you could use this same thing and make it like for a journal cover. And if you wanted to make like a slip spine, you would poke a couple of holes in here, and then you could run like elastic cording in there. And then you've got, you know, a slip spine that you can just kind of slip little notebooks in and out. It's the same way that they use for traveler's notebooks. And in fact, I thought about doing that and even including one in this today, which, you know, could be an easy thing to do. Okay, what we're going to do now, I need to see how big this needs to be. Well, you know what? I'm going to measure it on my grid mat here, you guys. So this needs to, so you want it a little bit less. So this is about 16 and a half. And I think I could go about, I wouldn't really need it that much. And sometimes I'll pull my little thing out of the way and see where I like it. I think about 15 and 3/4 by about, well, let's see. Oops, and first I better put my little cover back on. Well, all together, I don't want to do it that way. Let me do this. This is 16 and a half inches. So it's 16 and a half. So 16 and a half. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so half of that's 8 1/4. Well, why am I doing it in half? Nix that. I don't know why I said that. I don't want to cut anything in half. Oh my word. Okay, so it's 16 and a half. And I could cut that like about an inch off, and I'd have about an inch on each side. So let's do 15 and a half. Okay, so 15 and a half. And then this way it is 8 and a half tall. So if I take, so I could do that about 7 and a half. So I want it to be 15 and a half by 7 and a half. That's how big I want my paper. Okay, but here's the thing. And this is what I'm going to use on the inside. But I don't think I want my my seam over to the side. I think I want my seam in the middle where the other one was. You know, I don't think, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do it like this and go ahead and put a seam off over here, because this is pretty much going to be where I have my notepad. So I think I am just going to do that. Let's do it like that. So let's set this out of the side, and let's just go ahead and do our other, just like we did before on the front covers, except this time it doesn't really matter. This was the other side, and I thought about using that, and then I thought, no, nope, I don't want to. But you could. I thought that was kind of fun, and when I got it out, I thought those colors kind of remind me of kind of fun, you know, primary colors for school, sort of. Do you ever have those things you think it's like a sort of? It sort of reminds me of this or that, right? Hey, Lydia. Okay, so let's pick that off. Put a little glue on and get it to the other side. Oh my goodness. Well, and sometimes you have a little trouble getting those off. Let's try it from the other side. Huh. There we go. Sometimes one side just works better than the other. There's not really, oh my goodness, not really a good rhyme or reason. And I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on here. And I'm just going to go ahead, I'm not sure, I'm sure at least 1/2 inch I'm going to have it overlapping, so that'll be fine. Let me make sure I know which way this goes. And you know what? I just use this reptile glue, and it's really it sticks great. You got just a moment to, get everything, and it just like it sounds, Reptile. And that's what I use. I just get it off of Amazon. And so when I am using that, I put it from those bigger bottles into, those little needle nose applicator bottles. So again, I'm going to line this up on my grid down here. So then as I put this on, I can line this up on the grid, and then I know it's fairly straight. And move my junk underneath. Okay, so we got that. And so now I got my, let me pull out my, where's my paper trimmer? There it is. And you guys, you can just use any kind of, papers that you want to. Think how fun you could make this. Okay, so I do need it to be over here, so I need to make my my cuts over here. So I wanted it to be, oh, you guys, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to measure first to cut it off over there. So I said, what did I say, 15.5 this way. So I'm going to have to mark it. Okay. Now I can put this up at the top of my paper trimmer and line it up. And you know what? I mean, this is going to be, and then I'll just bump it up here, across here, and then I know that it should be straight. So we'll cut that off. And now this is a problem because this is not this big. Oh my word. Why did I do that? That was not. Okay, well, you know what we have to do then? We're going to have to mark it and cut it with some scissors. So this needs to be, what did I say? 7.5. And you got to make sure your ruler is a direction you can read it. I love this ruler because it's got this 0 in the middle and you can line things up. But that is always kind of funny. I'm always getting it turned the wrong directions. So 7.5. Now just make a couple of lines up this way. And you guys, you know how you got to do these long pieces of paper when we've got marks. You just measure up your same distance all along. Man, I haven't had to do this in a long time. And then, line it up right along there, along your marks. Do your line this way. And then connect. It's like connecting the dots. Just connect them. And then, okay, now I just have to cut with scissors. And I love these Tim Holtz long scissors. I tell you, they make such a difference. I was at a scrapbook little workshop thing one time, and a lady at the table in front of me was doing cut apart cards, and she's just like, just using these scissors, and she's just whacking them off like nobody's business. And I thought there was no way that I would use a pair of scissors and think they were going to be straight at all. And so she was the one that told us about it, and she says, yeah, she goes, I would never have done that either. But she goes, I really like the way that, I'm like, ooh, that's awful. Okay, so here's our green inside. Woohoo! Isn't that pretty? Okay. So now we are going to, let's just go ahead and use, you know what? Yeah, let's just use a little bit of this to kind of make sure we get it to stick. And really, if I only have it in a couple of places, I know it will be good. Because that kind of tape, that's kind of time consuming to use that tear tape and then peel it off and all that good stuff. It does work super good though. So if you ever want to do that, you know that it is a super great idea. Super tape, super idea. There we go. Alrighty, let's glue it. So I'm just gonna, now the thing about it is go fairly close to your edge. And this little thing, this is such a little small amount that'll come out of here that actually for a piece this big, I have to really hurry or it starts to kind of dry too fast. But we'll be good. I think we'll have plenty of time to get around. There's a little bit of that paper. Oh, I was using some of that tear tape the other day of something, and then when I would put it down on my paper, I had like the paper end and it was like underneath, and then I had to keep getting the little paper ends out from under the tape on my project. I'm like, well, that's odd. And then you want to put, oh my gosh, then you want to, be sure and put some on the inside and just get all your glue down. You guys, my fingers are getting tired. Okay. Ta-da! Let's get it down. We're gonna run out of time. I gotta hurry up. So just kind of line it up. We want it about a 1/2 inch all the way around. That looks good to me. And then we're just gonna put it down like that. Ta-da! Okay, so now we've got our liner. And now we're just gonna kind of bend it like this so we know where that goes. And kind of, you're just gonna kind of massage these creases. That's not dry yet. Let's give that another minute. Okay, while we're waiting for that, let's get started on our little things here. Okay, so we're gonna put this right here, and we've got plenty of room all the way around the edge. I'm happy with that. And then I use a lot of these. Be sure and use, make these to where you're using things that you want to use, or you think that someone else would like to have for something like that. Well, you guys, I forgot about my pocket too. So we're just going to put these here, and all I'm going to do is I am going to glue them, just glue this little back thing down on my liner paper. And then if you need to refill it, just glue the next one down. You'll be down to the bottom. You won't have any bulk, and that's going to be super easy. But let's get this. You know what? We've got plenty of this. I don't need it this thick. Let's make it about 3 inches. Do we have a smaller piece? Well, let's do this. We're going to wrap it around here. We're going to come around here. We're going to wrap it around, and we want it about 1 inch. Don't get it super tight. We just need it to slide in there. Like I said, don't make it super tight. Okay, and then we'll cut it off right here. Maybe we'll cut it off there. So just snip it off and wrap it back around. Oh, I only want about 3 inches or so. That seems really wide. It's going to be kind of a pain. So let's cut that down. Okay. Yeah, right? Anything like that. Tear tape, double-sided tape. What is the tape? Oh, yes. Thank you, Martha. So now we're just going to put this around here. I'm going to slide it kind of to the top. And we're going to put some glue down. of get it to the edge over here. That outside edge along the outside of your... Now you just got to be careful. And I wish this had already been out of the way. Okay, so now we're just going to put this down here. Ah! Oh my goodness, I hit my camera, didn't I? So now I'm just going to lay it down here. Right where I want it. I like it there. That seems good. Now when that is done in a second, I can take that out and I can actually cover this up so it'll look better. Let's go ahead and we'll glue these down. Just glue them right on here. Just want a little bit of room in between. I'm just going to try and kind of put them evenly. Okay, so there. So now we've got those. And now we've got just a few minutes. Let's make a little pocket over here on the other side. So we can put a pocket over here. I think I want one. How much is that? About 5 inches? Yeah, I like that. 5 inches. So let's cut that out real quick. Oh, I can't grab my... So 5 inches. That's not laying down. There we go. Let's just cut that. Now I'm speeding through, you guys. It's crunch time. So now we're just gonna make a little seam across here. And I don't want this to be in the middle. And I'll show you why in just a second. I want it off to the side a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and press this together. Then this stuff, it actually does stick pretty darn quick, and that's one of the reasons I like it. Now I need to, I wish I'd have folded it already. Okay, this looks good. And we can just kind of finger press it to start with, because it's not going to be too wide. See, we had a really nice wide section here. And now, this is where I was telling you, you need to make sure, I don't think I have enough glue in the center. And that's kind of annoying. So we're going to put a pocket right here. And I'm going to put it, I'm going to put this at the bottom. I'm just going to put some glue across the bottom here. Just a little bit inside. Okay, just to seal it up. And we probably want a little bit, let's make a little flap to close it as well. So we'll just cut this right here. Oh, you guys, I'm losing track of comments. I'll come back and look at your comments. Yes, I am live. So this is right here, and so let's make a little mark here. And cut that. Cut that there. And let's go ahead and glue this closed. Now you guys, you can take another strip of your scraps and bring it over, cut it longer than this part, bring it over from the back and cover that up so you don't have to look at that. And that will make it pretty. And now I'm going to score this real quick I think about an inch. An inch will make a nice part on the back side of that to give a nice amount to fold. And this is kind of thick now because it's doubled over, but that's okay. And so we can actually just do it like this. It doesn't have to be all, you know, we don't have to put it all the way to the bottom. I mean, well, yeah, it doesn't have to go all the way. We just wanted to cover it a little bit, right? So let's put our glue along here. Oops, put some here. Okay, and now let's kind of put it in the center. Actually, I'm gonna have to stand up here. I know what let's do. Let's put it like this. We'll hold it on here, and then we'll just kind of hold it here. I can see where it goes. I'll put it right here. And then I can get my little top on. Now, what I'm gonna do with this, I love doing this because it just makes it so easy to get into your envelope. Only put the glue down the center. And you get a really nice, easy way to open that. So as you put this on here now, when you open it, it just comes, it like comes out and it will open, and this is only attached in the middle, so you've got lots of room to get in there. And now we can just put a little piece of, oh, where's my little Velcros? Here they are. I've got these tiny little Velcro dots. And they are perfect for little things like this to stick and, you know, get a nice little closure if you can get them off of their paper. So, yes, the glue does dry fast, Brenda. It really does. And it glues all kinds of things. It was actually meant for tile. It was meant for tile work. Okay, so there we go. And you can put anything you want on the front, and my time is over. And there's our little keeper. There's our little notepad and keeper with a tiny pocket. Ta-da! I hope that you've enjoyed this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again sometime. I've loved having you with me today. This has been a lot of fun. So come join me, and I'll be on again tomorrow, too, on my page. I will be on, well, the whole event. You can check in the Crafty Bunch. I think I'm on at 2 o'clock Central. So another fun project, you guys. So there you are. Be sure and make one so you can have a place to keep all your goodies, right? All your wonderful goodies. You guys take care, and all you have to do is refresh your page and your browser, and then you'll be on to the next person, our next presenter, our next creator, actually. Take care. Bye-bye.